If someone was just starting out taking portraits and they asked me what's one lens they should get, this is the lens I would recommend, the 85mm focal length. Now, people's mileage will vary, and there are of course many other great focal lengths to capture portraiture with, but I still stand by my opening statement, and in this video I will share why I shoot portraits at 85mm. Reason number one is for its simplicity. Now, when I say this, I don't mean the lens itself is simple, however, that the lens has a way of simplifying the image. Because of the compression and tighter field of view on an 85, it becomes easier to isolate your subjects and eliminate any background distractions. And this can be good, especially when just starting out, because the more elements we start adding to a frame, whether they be objects, angles, colors, etc., the more difficult it can become to balance the image while keeping the focus on our subject. I think many of us who have been shooting for a while have probably been in a situation where we found a really great and beautiful backdrop for our portraits, but there are just a few pesky things on the sides or outer edges, like people walking by or a strange hit of a bright color that we just wish weren't there. And the 85 has a way of kind of naturally taking care of these things for us by kind of quote unquote cropping them out in camera, where a wider angle lens might not be able to do this, which is nice and can be a time saver as well. And this all isn't to say that a busier, more environment-driven portrait isn't as beautiful, because that's definitely not the case, and I like taking those photos as well. But there are just certain times where less can be more, which is what the 85mm focal length can offer, and it's this simplicity that comes in as reason number one. The second reason is because of the overall aesthetic it can offer. For me, I've always loved light, delicate, ethereal looking portraits, and I think the 85 is great at achieving this particular look. This starts again with the strong compression that the lens provides. By pulling and blurring the background elements in relationship to your subject in the frame, the 85 can shape the world in a really unique and beautiful way, where the photo instantly has some alluring effects from the viewer, because our eyes aren't used to seeing the world in this way. In addition, because most 85mm primes these days offer a wider aperture, we can open up the lens and combine this compression with really soft and eye-pleasing bokeh and fall off in the image. And all of these qualities mixed together generate something really angelic and magical. It's just kind of hard to describe. It's really something that you just have to see and feel, I suppose. But I always get that feeling when I look at these images. Now, I've heard some people say that relying on an exaggerated depth of field is too easy and is a bit of a crutch. And I get it. But yeah, I'm okay with that. Sure, there's definitely a time to get outside of our comfort zone and explore and try new things and push ourselves, but there's also a time to do what we like and what speaks to us. And for me, very often, it is these more wide open, soft, ethereal images. And like I said, I'm okay with that. And that is also reason number two why I shoot portraits at 85mm. And the final reason I take portraits at 85mm is because of the shooting distance. Allow me to explain, and I'll try to keep this relatively short. But in the conversation of favorite prime lenses for portraiture, other than the 85, I often hear 135mm or even 200 to 400mm top the list. And I've seen the work from people who use these longer lenses, and it makes me totally understand why people enjoy using them. The shots are often just beautiful. Very similar qualities to what I described with the 85, but even maybe more enhanced. So I get it. Just the one main knock on them I have is how far away you have to stand from your subject to use them. I think this distance can create problems with communication, but beyond that, I think it makes the whole experience less connected. And that partnership and collaboration with whoever I'm photographing is a huge part of the enjoyment for me. And I feel like I lose a little bit of that when I have to stand so far away from them when I use these longer lenses. But yeah, just a personal thing on this one. And like I said, I'll keep it short. So I'll end reason number 3 here. Okay, that's going to do it for this one. And these are the 3 reasons why I use 85 millimeters for portrait photography. I hope you found this video to be helpful. I want to thank everyone for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.